Tonight on CTV News at 5.
It's a historic moment for us. We've been working towards this for years.
Holistic healthcare naturopathic doctors reach a milestone in Nova Scotia.
Setting goals feels really good, but being healthy and feeling healthy, there's nothing better.
And taking it all in stride, Cape Breton friends lace up for Global Running Day.
A mostly clear night ahead with sunshine and much warmer June temperatures tomorrow.
Live from the Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Panopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, holistic healthcare. A growing number of Canadians are looking beyond their traditional doctor's office for treatment. From acupuncture to herbal remedies, naturopaths provide alternative options to conventional medicine. And this month, they became regulated in Nova Scotia. CTV's Stephanie Seekos looks at what that means for practitioners and for patients. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Maria. The Nova Scotia Association of Naturopathic Doctors calls this an historic milestone and something they've been hoping to see happen for years. Naturopathic doctors use a mix of modern scientific knowledge with traditional and natural forms of medicine.
It's not that they're looking to say, or we are looking to replace someone's family doctor, but it helps open those doors for people to get care.
In Nova Scotia, naturopathic doctors have officially become a regulated health profession.
It's a historic moment for us. We've been working towards this for years, actively with the government for the past 3 and a bit years.
Nova Scotia is now one of 7 Canadian jurisdictions to formally regulate the profession.
This means the protection that the public is protected with knowing that they're seeing a qualified ND for someone that's using those terms. We have a defined scope of practice of what we're able to offer, and it's a quite progressive scope.
With the new designation, naturopathic doctors will be able to do more once the changes are implemented, including ordering diagnostic imaging and laboratory tests for patients.
We'll be able to offer true primary care. But what does that mean? That means antibiotics. That means drugs and medications, being able to prescribe so that you can go to your pharmacist and actually get the medication you need for preventative care.
It's something Cornerstone Naturopathic in Upper Tantallon has been waiting for.
Being able to do this in our office and do it appropriately is going to absolutely increase the quality of life for our patients.
The profession is one that has been growing for years, with more people turning to naturopathic care, in part due to a lack of access to other forms of primary care.
So many more people are now focused on the quality of life. They want to make sure that when they do get to 75, 80, they want to be living their life. They want to be able to get up and down off the floor with their grandkids. They still want to be able to get on a plane.
It's worth noting naturopathic doctors are not regulated in New Brunswick or PEI. As for Nova Scotia, it will still take some time before the new changes come into effect. The naturopathic doctors I spoke with today also said this will be big for those in more rural areas, providing more access to care across Nova Scotia. Maria.
Oh, makes sense. Thank you so much, Stephanie. CTV Stephanie Seekos for us in the news center this evening. And that actually brings us to tonight's web poll. This is what we're asking. Would you consider seeking treatment from a naturopathic doctor? These are your options. Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't, and your final option may be, depending on the circumstances. Go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in, and of course to see the latest poll results. All right, over to the anchor desk we go now, where Todd Battis is standing by with the headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi there, Maria. It was another day of overdose calls in the Moncton area. From 7 a.m. to 3 o'clock this afternoon, Moncton firefighters responded to 23 overdose calls alone. The average is 5 a day. The YMCA response team has seen 40-plus overdoses since Friday. We will have more what's being done at 6 o'clock. This was the scene in downtown Fredericton today. Not your normal traffic. Close to 300 farmers descended on the New Brunswick legislature. They're angry with the province's plans to privatize vet services. The province says the move will save it more than $4 million a year. We'll hear from both sides tonight. This will be no surprise to young parents. The wait for a childcare spot can be months, sometimes even years, with many parents signing up before they even have children. Some parents say they have their names into 2 or 3 or more different centres. The Nova Scotia government is in the process of creating a centralised list with the hope that that will move things along. We'll get details at 6 o'clock. Details now of a warming day throughout the Maritimes. Lovely in many spots. Still on the cool side for a few of us, though.
Yeah, you noticed that wind kicked up a little bit off the waters today, didn't you, Todd? Yeah, it was a little chilly where it was coming in off of parts of the Atlantic Ocean as well as Bay of Fundy. The warmest province in general today was the province of New Brunswick, where you see temperatures now moving into the first part of this evening are mostly around the low to mid-20s, so a little bit more moderate down around the Bay of Fundy coastline. Grand Manan reporting 18 degrees and 19 at St. John. More moderate temperatures as well around Prince Edward Island, eastern areas of Nova Scotia, including Cape Breton, a lot of areas around the low to mid-teens. It was warmer in parts of the southwest of Nova Scotia. Greenwood at this hour sitting at 21 degrees in the Annapolis Valley, but then up and down the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, temperatures being held between 9 and 14 in that developing southerly wind that's a little bit more onshore there. We're going to be in a south and southwest wind as we move through tonight and for tomorrow, so we're going to continue to have some temperature differences between those coastal areas where that wind's coming in a little bit more directly and locations in the Maritimes a little bit more sheltered out of that type of effect. As we take a look at things on radar and satellite, though, as we make our way through this evening, it's generally clear conditions across the region. Expected to remain that way as we move through tonight and tomorrow. A lot more sunshine in the forecast, and I'll have more on that coming up a little bit later on. Maria.
I sure like the sounds of that. Thank you, Kaylin. We'll see you in just a little bit. Right now, though, a Vancouver artist is sharing his artistic vision despite being close to losing his own. CTV's Adam Sawatsky explains.
Well, he regularly rummages round the back of thrift stores looking for random things.
The worse condition, almost the better.
What Ian Baker is specifically searching for is inspiration.
It's almost a little bit exciting because I know that there's potential for this item.
Although this basement is full of his finds, Ian never has a plan for the pieces.
And you just start grabbing some parts and see what fits together.
And even though none of them were designed to align, Ian can always find a creative way to connect them.
It's just like playing, basically.
And once Ian adds the eyes,
a lot of them have little souls.
They seem to come to life.
It's a joy. You just feel like you've almost birthed something.
And like the pride parents feel for their children, Ian can boast that his creations have grown up to become airplane pilots, race car drivers, musicians, and baseball players.
It's always cool to bring them together, you know, it's almost like a family.
And like a family, when one member's life takes an unexpected turn.
It's funny that I have all these eyeballs around me.
Like when Ian suddenly started losing his vision.
It's scary, you know, it's like having the rug pulled out from underneath you.
These unexpected family members seem to rally to support him.
I'd force myself to get down into the shop and see what happens. And just about every time it would pull me out of that sort of dark state and gets you in a place where things become purposeful again, you know?
And like Ian showed the discarded, dynamic new way to be, they've shown him that despite deteriorating sight, there's still so much positivity to see.
It forces you to sort of look at what you have as opposed to what you don't have.
And one of the things Ian has is the ability to turn junk destined for the landfill into characters who remind us just how whimsical our world can be.
I guess it's just a deeper appreciation for what we have. We're so fortunate.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
Thank you, Adam. All right, time for a break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, find out how to win 4 VIP passes to the Cavendish Beach Music Festival. And we also have this story.
I'm Brian Foley in Halifax, where the 2026 Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame inductees have been released. We chat with one of those being honored coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
CTV and Bell want to send you and 3 friends to the Cavendish Beach Music Festival. Some of the biggest names in country are headed to PEI from July 9th through to the 11th, including Hardy, Tucker Wetmore, and Cody Johnson. One lucky viewer will win the Cavi Beach Bundle, a prize package that includes 4 VIP weekend passes, a backstage tour, accommodations, spending money, and so much more. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca and follow the contest prompts or scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can enter once per day until Saturday at 5 p.m. and the winner will be announced on June 12th. Good luck. So the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame released the 2026 inductees this week. CTV's Brianne Foley highlights the newest inductees and catches up with a member of the class of 26.
New names will be added to the new walls of the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame.
We have 2 teams, 3 athletes, 2 builders. They have all contributed mightily to sport here in Nova Scotia.
Included in this list are Paralympic trailblazer Ronnie Hersey, Julie Lynn Stanhope, one of the most decorated Special Olympians, tough guy Dennis Bonvie, all-time leader in professional hockey penalty minutes, the 2001 St. Mary's football team, the Halifax Athens women's soccer team from 2003, gymnastics pioneer, the late Jacqueline Nicol, and visionary leader in Canadian sport, Scott Logan.
Honoring, it's a big deal. It's, you know, you're kind of surprised and you do a lot of reflection and you say, oh, what was that all about? And you know, you look back at all the things you did and why you did them. And of course, you did them because you're passionate about sport and you love the people you did it with.
It's almost slight embarrassment because none of them ever did what they did to someday be a member of a Hall of Fame. But this is their night to park that embarrassment because their accomplishments are such. They're of national, in many cases, international acclaim.
Logan is honored to be recognized.
When I was young, people inspired me to get involved. And who knows, I may have gone down a different path and never have been involved in sport at all. So it's really important to give back. And I think that along the way, you take inspiration from other people. And certainly I've had some great role models and Hall of Famers that led the way. And we learn from them.
He's humbled to be in such good company.
We have the world's greatest Sidney Crosby exhibit. And we all feel, even though he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, that if he continues to work hard and practice, he likely someday will make the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame.
Rainey hopes the newly renovated Hall of Fame will officially open in November for the inductee ceremony. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Brianne. Congratulations to all the inductees. And someday, Sidney Crosby, someday you too may be there.
That's right.
I think Bruce having a little bit of fun with us there. Absolutely. Yes. All right. So talking about the weather, but let's talk about the skies first. You received a really cool video recently.
Putting the meteor in meteorologists. This is courtesy of Tim Doucette from Deep Sky Eye Observatory. And it was forwarded as well by, we'll get to who it was sent by in just a moment, but it's a meteor that's streaking across the sky. It was visible in Quebec, New England, and the Maritimes Monday. It's sometimes referred to as a fireball or shooting star. It's the visible path of a meteor that has entered Earth's atmosphere at high speed. 14 reports of this fireball were submitted to the American Meteor Society, including this video from Sarah Barton from Chipman, New Brunswick. So thank you so much to Tim and Sarah. More on the forecast next.
Welcome back. Kaylin Mitchell joins us once again. And Kaylin, what a difference a day makes, hey?
Oh, absolutely. And coming up for tomorrow, it's more sunshine and temperatures taking another step up around the Maritime region. Looking at a beautiful scene here. This is the Shubenacadie Canal in Wellington, Nova Scotia, as we take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. And what do we have to thank for the sunnier conditions and the warm up in temperatures? Now, it's a large area of high pressure that's beginning to make its way into the Maritime region. Barometric pressure is now on the higher side. All 3 maritime provinces closer to 1,020 millibars will continue to rise a little bit as we move through tonight and tomorrow. The center of that high pressure system is actually back around the eastern United States, covers a large area including parts of the eastern U.S., areas of Ontario, Quebec, and now extending into Atlantic Canada. And that ridge of heat that was set up in Western Canada throughout much of last week, the weekend, and the start of this week is finally broken down and expanded a little bit. You can see extending off towards the east, and we're getting into some of the warmer air that was underneath that ridge. So taking a look at things on radar right now, not much to show you. In fact, it's going to be a very clear night for the Maritimes. Just a few clouds around this evening, and even those should be clearing away. Heading into the overnight, the clear conditions continue, and into the start of the day for tomorrow. So nice sunny start to Thursday, sunshine into and through the afternoon. Maybe a few high clouds that drift into northern areas of New Brunswick, but that'll be about it. May see a few other high clouds drift across the Maritimes through Thursday night and in towards Friday. And in Friday's forecast, more of a mix of sun and cloud for the Maritimes because we have a little bit of cloud cover returning on Friday, and in some cases a returning northeast wind to parts of the region. Temperatures are going to be cooling a little bit. Sort of the peak of the warmest conditions this week coming up for tomorrow. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tonight and for tomorrow out of the south and southwest. They'll be light initially in the morning, but increase into the afternoon to become breezy with gusts of 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. Now the southwest wind is a little bit more onshore around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. So those direct coastal areas will be held a little bit cooler as that wind comes in off of the ocean waters. Also, temperatures in the forecast for tonight around the Maritime. It's not as chilly or brisk as many of the nights as of late. Most of the lows will be in the range of around 7 to 11 degrees. And here's a look at the high temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be a hot day in the province of New Brunswick. Most highs up into the high 20s and low 30s. Around the Bay of Fundy coastline, most of the high temperatures between 18 and 22. Prince Edward Island for tomorrow with a lot of high temperatures right around the mid-20s, except parts of the coast should be between 18 and 22 degrees. And in Nova Scotia, a lot of high temperatures, mid to high 20s, except again around the Atlantic coastline where a lot of the highs will be in the range of around 17 to 21. That's because of that southwest wind. Quick look at the UV index for tomorrow. If you're out there enjoying that sunshine, the warmer temperatures, it is going to be 8 or very high across the Maritime region, so don't forget about that sun protection. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 6-year-old Jackson DeYoung, and Jackson has sent us a drawing of a squirrel playing on a wood log in the rain. Thank you, Jackson. Great job. Weather watchers can come in to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kalen.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So a special celebration took place recently for a family that knows a thing or two about living a long life. CTV's Sierra D'Souza Butts introduces us to sisters, all past 90 years old, helping another sibling enter the triple digits.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Molly.
Polly Everly says she feels far from 100 years old.
I'll dance yet. Only I can't see very good, eh? Otherwise, I'm 100 perfectly.
Born in Momart, Saskatchewan in 1926, Polly grew up in a family of 7 with 4 sisters and 2 brothers. Now, she's marking a milestone next to 3 of her sisters who are all over the age of 90.
We feel old because my sister is the oldest. Sometimes we had pretty good fights, but not so bad.
By her side are Babe, Evelyn, and Betty, who are 93, 94, and 96 years old. When branching off to build families of their own, the siblings stayed close to one another, farming in the Kendall and Fillmore areas.
They're all there except for my mother. And I happen to be the oldest nephew of the whole bunch.
Noel credits his relatives' good health to their love of dancing.
They wouldn't miss a dance, and they play instruments and everything else. I think they could still dance if you'd hold them a little bit.
Polly told me that it was a shot of whiskey in the evening.
The Keller family has now extended to 5 generations. Polly's great niece saying it's unbelievable to see all 4 sisters together in their 90s.
It's sad that, you know, their 2 brothers are gone and their older sister, which was my grandmother, is gone. But I look at my dad now and I keep thinking, geez, does he have those genes in him? Because I'd like him to live to be 100 or older too.
Adding, any opportunity to get together, she will cherish.
There we go.
Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Happy birthday, Polly. Time for our final break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, though, we're on track to bring you this story.
I'm Ryan McDonald in Sydney, and yes, I'm all swagged out for Global Running Day. Today, we'll meet 2 Cape Breton women who started out as everyday beginners, but have now qualified for the Boston Marathon for the first time. And we'll meet a Prince Edward Island man who is about to tour hundreds of runners through some of the most beautiful parts of his home province. The story is coming up.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter.
Move family, make plans to spend every morning with us from 5:30 to 10.
We promise to start your day with a smile and feeling great about what's ahead.
About 2.5 million people will lace up their sneakers today for Global Running Day. That includes plenty of Maritimers. CTV's Ryan McDonald introduces us to a few of them whose love for running is worth celebrating.
For Claire Chabasal and Bria Weatherby, the fact it is Global Running Day is only their latest reason to celebrate.
Most recently, I qualified for the Boston Marathon for the first time. I'm so excited.
While she finished last month's Fredericton Marathon in an impressive 3 hours 17 minutes, Chabasal feels what her accomplishment really means is that any able-bodied person can run, and she has a special reason for doing it.
I have never been athletic, and I never thought it was in the cards for me. So to be going, I really feel like I have to pinch myself. I run in honor of my father, so I'll be taking his photo with me, pinning it to my bib, probably about 3 years ago.
That's when Weatherby first caught the bug. She also qualified for Boston for the first time last month in Fredericton and says her reason for doing this goes beyond finish lines.
Setting goals feels really good, but being healthy and feeling healthy, there's nothing better than being able to get up every day and move your body.
The Boston Marathon is a treat. I can attest to that myself, but another one is coming up closer to home in a couple of weekends when the second annual Red Isle Relay will take teams of runners from tip to tip across Prince Edward Island.
There's 2 teams coming down from Toronto, which is huge. The fact that they want to come down here and run across the island is amazing.
Word has been spreading about the tour on foot of some of PEI's most beautiful scenery, from the red sands near the North Cape Lighthouse to the finish more than 24 hours later near Surrey.
Well, runners are lucky to be running through some of the national parks here, Brackley and Cavendish, as well as along the north coast for much of it. Also, there's so many nice communities to run through as well.
And while these brand new Boston qualifiers are only 2 of the estimated 2.5 million people who typically lace them up on Global Running Day, they have some advice for anyone who might just be getting started.
Stick with it. Although it's hard, stick with it. Repeat to yourself, you can do hard things and you're capable of running. Every run is better than not running.
A mantra they'll live by through the miles to come. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Well, isn't that inspiring?
Sure is.
Yeah, I love that. And congratulations, you guys, and best of luck in Boston.
And I'm sure those coming up who are going to be participating in the Red Isle Relay wouldn't mind if there was a little bit of a cooler breeze on that day. Tomorrow in the Maritimes, cooler breezes for a few coastal areas, but otherwise some warm and in some cases hot early June temperatures. So coming up at 6, we'll take a look at those temperatures. We'll also talk about how long it's going to last until there's a little bit of a cool down for the region.
Excellent. Well, Kaylin, we'll see you and Todd at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone. The national news is next.